And
click my heels 3 times.
so why did you join Blackfish?
I joined Blackfish because of the economy, basically. I figured Blackfish Gallery will not go out of business, which, you know, in that basically it's an economic decision. What do I think about my show? I like it. I like it here. I was really glad to get the paintings out of the studio because I was getting a little tired of them. But I'm taking a fresher look at them since they're hanging in this beautiful space. This is an unusual painting for me because to my mind, it doesn't have enough paint on it. But I did listen to some friends of mine who said I always put too much paint on my paintings and I should not. And so anyway, so I finished this painting for them, I say. And I hope they appreciate it. These paintings are much more typical of what I do generally. They have to do with personal relationships. I've always been a figure painter and fascinated by people, and I read a lot, and so I see certain storyboards to my work. Jack in a Box.
Oh, right there.
Yes. Which is a play on Jack being stuck in a bizarre marriage. There was a lot of escapism going on.
Ties that bind here.
Ties that bind, thinking about the Tea Party movement and how they're warping their children to their beliefs, which is why the Kool-Aid, they have all drunk the Kool-Aid, as they say. It's called the stepmother drama. And the different ways that people escape. She's got her religion, the kid's got wheels, the other kid's creative, the dog is desperately trying to get out of the fence. There was a drunk dad in there, but I didn't like him, so he came out because there was the alcohol as means of escape. It's called Mama Don't Dance.
Mama Don't Dance.
Wild and crazy stuff going on. I do a lot of backyards for some reason, and secret backyards of what really goes on behind the fence of the neighbors.
And dogs, of course.
And dogs, of course.
Yeah.
Because I have dogs and I love dogs. And this one, once again, is called Blue-Eyed Girl.
Which one?
This painting right here is Blue-Eyed Girl.
So
And
this girl is blue-eyed. I don't see any blue eyes anywhere.
This is the one I was thinking of.
Or is it this one here?
Yes, the blue-eyed Mr. Potato Head, which my husband kept telling me to take out, and I said, no, I like Mr. Potato Head, I'm leaving it in. Once again, we've got the dog looking for...
oh, yeah. You didn't, it's hard to notice it because it's kind of dark and it's right in the corner.
Yeah. This piece is based on, well, a lot of them have to do with little girls and growing up and all that stuff. And this one was basically, I did this one because it was fall, and I looked out my studio window and I thought, how pretty, maybe I should do that, and then I just stuck the girls in. So I've never successfully done just a landscape. We have a lot of trees there, and I'm alone a lot, so so the fact of the matter is that I create my own little worlds and my own little friends to play with, as it were. And so, anyway, so I have been doing this now for 40 years, which is surprising that I'm not more successful. Okay, this painting I did in, I think, 1995, and I did a whole series of large paintings of what I do, basically, these bizarre people. Anyway, and as luck would have it, I actually got myself a show in New York, and was actually reviewed by Pepe Carmel in the New York Times, who gave me a show of note in Manhattan, saying that my vision of the American life is a scary specter. And I thought, good Lord, I scared New York. And so, what I say, why I need to deal with psychological things is anybody's guess, but it's something that interests me, and it also interests me to see what I can do in terms of a painter. Because when I'm painting, I'm actually painting for other painters, which is why I like your work so much, because I think you do too. There's just, you know, to see how good you can make a painting and how well you can handle the medium is something that really has always fascinated me. So. It was taken from a photograph, because I have tons of old photographs that I picked through. And the reason this is called All Done Painting is because it was this bunch of people standing in front of this house, and on the back, that's what it says, All Done Painting. Yeah, I get a lot of my inspiration from things in the background in photographs, things written on the back. Like I say, All Done Painting, I thought was...
Now, your figures in the main room, are they, do you work from photographs?
Yeah, yeah, I have source materials that I use. Like I say, I try not to depend on them. I try to use them like for a gesture. And like I say, the way I really kind of work is in the same way you play with paper dolls. You know, you can change their clothes, you can put them here, you can, you know, you can change the whole meaning of what's going on in certain photographs by like I say, just manipulating them. And like I say, I really do watch what's in the background. And it all started for me when my grandmother died when I was doing my thesis. And I inherited all of her photographs and did my thesis based on trying to figure out where I fit in that family. Because in some of the photographs I could remember being there, and in some of them I couldn't, and it's just a way of trying to keep myself sane, basically. And so forevermore, that's what I've done, is try and figure out who I am and trying to keep myself from falling off the rails.